Title: War. Among the Stars, Chapter 1, The Eve of Battle. The galaxy burned. Across the void of space, two mighty factions waged war, their fleets locked in an endless struggle for control of the known universe. On one side stood the Terran Dominion, a vast empire stretching across thousands of star systems, led by Supreme Admiral Orion Kale. Opposing them was the Crimson Legion, a ruthless force of exiled warlords and rogue AI, commanded by the enigmatic warlord Zhyphor. In the shadow of the gas giant Seraphis V, the Dominion fleet gathered, their warships gleaming like silver beacons against the abyss. Orion Kale stood aboard the bridge of the flagship Eclipse, his gaze fixed upon the holographic display of enemy movements. "Commander, the Crimson Legion's dreadnoughts have entered the system," an officer reported. Kale exhaled slowly. "Prepare the fleet. We make our stand here." Chapter 2, The First Strike. The void erupted in fire as the two armadas clashed. Battleships exchanged devastating broadsides, torpedoes streaked through the blackness, and starfighters weaved between. The chaos, dueling in dazzling displays of agility. The Eclipse spearheaded the assault, its railguns tearing through enemy cruisers with pinpoint precision. On the enemy flagship Oblivion, Warlord Zhyphor watched with cold satisfaction. "Deploy the Legionnaires," he commanded. From the depths of the Oblivion, sleek black assault craft launched, each piloted by cybernetically enhanced warriors. They weaved through Dominion defenses, breaching the hulls of warships and engaging in brutal close-quarters combat. Chapter 3, Infiltration. Explosions rocked the Eclipse. Admiral Kale received a distress call from the lower decks. "Sir, enemy forces have boarded the ship. We're being overrun." Kale grabbed his pulse rifle. "I'm on my way." Leading a squad of elite Marines, he descended into the chaos. The corridors of the ship became battlegrounds as soldiers exchanged plasma fire with the relentless invaders. Kale fought with precision, his tactical visor highlighting enemy positions. With a final push, the Dominion forces repelled the intruders, but the cost was high. Chapter 4, The Decisive. Blow, realizing that brute force would not win the war, Kale devised a plan. "We need to strike at their core. If we can take out their command ship, the Legion will crumble." A squadron of stealth fighters launched from the Eclipse, slipping past enemy lines. They targeted the Oblivion's reactor core, unleashing a barrage of high-yield warheads. The dreadnought shuddered as explosions tore through its superstructure. On the bridge of the Oblivion, Zhyphor snarled. "They think they've won? Activate the Omega Protocol." Chapter 5, The Last Stand. As the Oblivion began to collapse, a massive doomsday weapon activated, a dark energy rift capable of consuming an entire solar system. Kale knew he had seconds to act. "We need to disrupt the core," he commanded. Racing against time, a Dominion strike team infiltrated the dying dreadnought, fighting their way to the control center. Kale faced Zhyphor in a final confrontation, plasma blades clashing in a furious duel. With a final strike, Kale drove his blade through Zhyphor's chest. This war ends now. With Zhyphor defeated, the Dominion forces deactivated the weapon, just as the Oblivion was torn apart by internal explosions. Chapter 6, A Fragile Peace. The battle was won, but the war had left scars across the galaxy. As the Dominion forces secured their victory, Kale knew that peace was never permanent. Somewhere in the vastness of space, new threats would emerge, and so the war among the stars continued, waiting for the next hero to rise.